Ticket sales to this year's event were greatly reduced because of COVID-19 capacity restrictions. To help offset the costs of this year's tournament, please consider making a charitable donation to the Seven Hills Rotary Club. You can donate using the Venmo app on your smart device. Simply download the app and create an account. Then search for @Seven Hills Rotary Club and make your donation. See the description below for additional details. Thank you for watching this broadcast and for supporting the Seven Hills Rotary Club and its beneficiaries. This year's event sponsor is Riverside Auto Group. At Riverside Auto Group, we make it easy, with locations in Cartersville and Rome. Additional sponsors include Waters and Associates Landscaping, Summit Hill Foods, Hardy Realty, and the Lewis Chemical Company. Beneficiaries of this year's tournament are the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northwest Georgia, local high school athletic programs, student scholarships at Georgia Highlands College, international student scholarship at Berry College, the new Learning Center at Anna K. Davey Elementary School, Laws of Life Essay Contest at Rome High School, Region 1 Star Student Teacher Recognition Program, Georgia Northwestern Technical College Student and Faculty of the Year, Rome Floyd County Respect for Law Awards, a partnership with the Noon Optimist Club honoring local law enforcement officers.
Championship round coming up tomorrow night, and that's how we're going to start our weekend, and I am more than all right with it. We got a great game coming up for you here in this next game. I have a feeling you got the Pepperell Dragons taking on the Darlington Tigers. Pepperell so far 4-3 this season, 1-1 in Region 7 AA. The Darlington Tigers, one of the things that could be a disadvantage to them is the fact that they've only played 3 games. We were talking about that with the girls team, but at the end of the night they picked up a win and are playing for the championship. So it could be a similar situation here for Darlington. We'll just have to see. I think this is going to be a very close matchup between these two teams. Darlington out of Region 7A Private. Pepperell so far this season averaging 68.5 points a game, giving up a little over 60. Darlington's been a little bit lower scoring of a team, but they're giving up less as well. 47.3 points a game, giving up 29. And Zach Mendence is the coach again this year for the Pepperell Dragons. If you heard us when we were talking with when we were talking with Noah Severson just a little bit earlier, you know, he's a super competitive guy. He's one of those coaches. He's a fiery one. He gets the most out of his players. So there's no doubt they're going to come into this game battling, ready to go. A very well coached basketball team. Same thing can be said for this Darlington team as well. Coach Nathan West, who's been at Darlington now for a couple of seasons, took over for Bradley Pearson a couple of seasons ago. He's an intense guy, and he gets the most out of his players as well, and there's some very athletic kids on this Darlington team. So, again, just really looking forward to this matchup for you tonight. How did these two teams get here? Well, we've talked about it a little bit throughout the night. Darlington picked up an exciting 2-point victory over a very good model boys basketball team last night over in the main gym, the old gym at Model. 44-42 was the final score in that game. And then Pepperell would pick up a very decisive 61-41 victory over Almerchi to lead them to this point. So, again, super excited about the matchup, and it's about to be underway coming up in just a little bit from inside the gymnasium here at Almerchi High School, the brand new gym, which will also be the scene of the championship rounds coming up tomorrow. We already know the girls' game is set. It's going to be a rematch of last year's championship game, which was a good one. Darlington and Rome will go head-to-head. Darlington looking for a repeat, going back-to-back, and then Rome looking for revenge from their loss of last year. Chattooga punched their ticket in a back-and-forth affair. Very exciting finish. Chattooga winning 52-50 over Rome, and now they await the winner of the Pepperell-Darlington game coming up in about 4.5 minutes. So I got a feeling this is going to be a really exciting, fun, perhaps maybe in fast-paced game at times. So I think I should take my breath one more time before we get ready for the final game of the night. Let's send it back to the studio for a 4-minute break. When we come back, it'll be time for starting lineups and the start of this game from Almerchi High School. Pepperell and Darlington when we come back on WLAQ and the live video stream.
Annual Christmas Service. Please look at the pages that is visiting one consultant. Number 1, Simon Pollock. Number 3, Wayne Bell. Number 4, Caleb Kaiser. Number 10, Patrick Shelley. And number 44, Marcus Lumber.
All right, it is now time to deliver your starting 5 for each team. We'll start with Darlington. Number 3, Braden Bell. Number 10, Patrick Shelley. Number 4, Caleb Kaiser. Number 44, Marcus Mumber. And number 1, Simon Pollock. For the Pepperell Dragons, Kemp Edge. Number 0. You'll also have number 5, Brenton McGinnis. Number 14, Clayton King. Number 24, Ben Welchel. And then one more starter here for Pepperell, and that's going to be number 32, Dawson Duncan. And that is going to be your starters tonight for the Pepperell Dragons. And we are just about to get things rolling here with our final game of the night. Hard to believe it. It's gone by so quickly. Darlington's going to be in their purple uniforms tonight with white letters and numbers. And Pepperell is going to be in their white uniforms with black and gold letters and numbers. So we're all set to go, and it looked like the teams were walking out there like they were about to tip off, but that's not the way it works here during the pandemic. They will toss it in. Darlington's going to start off on offense. Picked up a 44-42 victory over Model last night to get here. So Darlington opens up on offense. Patrick Shelley right to the basket. Oh my goodness, such an athletic kid. 2-0, Darlington up. Shelley bats it away and out of bounds. Darlington on top 2-0, 7:44 left to go. As the Dragons get set to inbound the ball, Brendan McGinnis is going to feed it in. He is going to get it to Edge. It'll be picked up and across the timeline. They get it down quick. Pepperell trying to run the tempo. Here comes Darlington on the other end. A layup is missed, but there to clean it up is Mr. Shelley, 4-0. Darlington on top. Across the timeline goes the Dragons. They go over into the corner. Now it's over to the left side. Going to be out up top. No look there. There's a quick shot, and that is in and out. No good. Driving in. The Dragons put up another shot. Here's the putback. Can't get it to go. Pepperell still with the ball. Now Darlington's going to pull it away. Coming away with it's Marcus Mumber. Here come the Tigers. Patrick Shelley quickly moving down the floor. He'll feed it back out. Nope, it's going to be picked off. Good hands there by Clayton King of the Dragons. Dragons have it. Kemp Edge feeds it down low with a no-look pass. Here's a shot from around the free throw line. Going to be left short, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's out on Pepperell. So Tigers out 4-0. 6:44 left to go. We're just underway here in our nightcap. Shelley ready to punch it in. He gets it in to one of his teammates. Back to Shelley. Spins around. Feeds it off to Caleb Buck. No, not Buck. Shot off the glass there by Pollock. That's his first basket. 6-0 run for Darlington to start the game. Edge driving into the paint. He'll put up the shot. No good. Ball's knocked loose. Shelley's got it for the Tigers. He's going to feed it down to the right wing side to Braden Bell. Braden Bell, a sophomore. Now back over to the left side. They'll go into the paint and shoot, and that one's in and a foul. So Caleb Kaiser gets his first basket. It's an 8-0 run to start the game here for the Tigers. Nope, they're going to call an offensive foul. So correction, take that off the board there for Mr. Kaiser. Run stays at 6-0. Dragons are going to get the ball. Feeding it in momentarily is going to be Brenton McGinnis. So the Tigers off to a hot start. They're up 6-0 over the Pepperell Dragons. But these Dragons fight hard. They're going to battle back. You can be assured of that. Half-court trap there from the defense of the Tigers. Kemp Edge has got it. Pepperell's able to work around it. Edge dribbling at the top of the key. Pick set for him. He tries to feed it down low, and he can't get the basket to go. Picked up a one-and-done trip here for the Dragons. Tigers have it. They feed it back out to the right wing, back up top. Shelley, and that is not going to fall. In and out. Rebound is going to go. It's a 50-50 ball picked up by the Darlington Tigers in the backcourt. Shelley's got it in his hands, feeds it off to the left wing side, now back up top. Shelley's going to look off to the right side, turn around, pass it to a teammate, Demarion Floyd, and now he'll go back to the top of the key. 5:28 left here first period, and it's stolen away. Here are the Dragons on the other end. Fakes off a defender, shoots, cannot get the shot to go. They kick it back out, a three-point contested look. A shot is affected by the defender, Floyd. And now here comes Darlington on the other end, and he will lay it in. That was the first basket of the night for Demarion Floyd, and Darlington off to a quick start here in this basketball game. We got a 8-0 game in favor of the Tigers. We have a timeout on the floor. We're going to do the same. 5:09 left in the first period. We step out for a 30. He's good. All right, Pepperell with the ball, trailing 8-0 after Darlington opens up an 8-0 run to start the basketball game. We played 3 minutes. We're down to 5 minutes here in the first quarter. A one-and-done trip for Pepperell. Darlington with the ball. They're on the other end. They will kick it back out to Floyd. He travels right before putting up a shot from the free throw line. So Pepperell's going to get the ball back, but they really need a basket in the worst of ways. They need to stop this Darlington run. Handling the inbound pass is going to be number 15, Gage Owens, here for Pepperell, and it is going to be thrown out of bounds. Tipped out by the Dragons, so Darlington is getting set to inbound the ball. Officials are going to talk this over just a little bit, and it's a matter of where they're going to inbound the ball. So they're going to do it from the near side. Darlington to throw it in. Floyd is going to toss it into DJ Johnson. Johnson back over to Floyd. Floyd feeds it to Paluk. Floyd, long look at a three, and that one's going to fall for Asa Shepard. Oh my goodness, 11-0 run to start the game here for the Darlington Tigers. Pepperell with the ball. They're going to drive towards the basket. Tom Vincent leaves it on the floor, picked up by Darlington. Here they come the other way. Feed it out to the right wing side. Wide open three. That one's not going to go. Rebound taken by Owens of the Pepperell Dragons. He's across the timeline trying to get it over into the corner. Long three. It won't go for Pepperell. DJ Johnson almost had the rebound, stepped on the baseline, so that's going to be out of bounds on Darlington. It's staying with Pepperell. Substitution coming into the game for the Tigers. That'll be Caleb Kaiser. Owens ready to toss it in here for the Dragons, who have started cold in this basketball game. Tigers up 11-0 with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. So the Dragons try to battle their way to get it in bounds. They do. Vincent's got up at the top of the key. Vincent down low, passes. And we're going to have a foul. So we're going to have a young man here for Pepperell, Caleb Buck, going to the charity stripe. And he will be shooting two. Again, Caleb Buck. Shots on the way, and that's going to be off the back of the iron. DJ Johnson picked up that foul, by the way. Second team foul for Darlington, first foul for Johnson. And here comes Buck with his next free throw. That one is going to be good. He makes one of the pair. So finally, Pepperell gets on the board with 4:03 left to go here in our first quarter of play. Darlington with a basketball. They're going to bring it down the floor. Over to the right wing side, there's an open three. Didn't quite get his feet set on that one. A little off balance on the shot. Put back is going to go for Mr. DJ Johnson, though. And he's going to have an opportunity for and one as he gets fouled going to the free throw line. So Darlington up 13-1 early in this game. Not at all how I thought this game would open up. Here's the next shot. Johnson off the back of the rim. Not that I didn't think Darlington was good enough to do it. I just think a lot of this Pepperell basketball team. Shot is up, no good. Rebound taken by Johnson. That's going to be a travel called on the Tigers. Fans protesting. The Dragons getting ready to inbound the ball. Hunter Henderson to feed it in here for the Dragons. They'll work it around the perimeter. Tom Vincent has got it. He'll feed it back out. There's a long three-point shot. That's a little out of range. Going to leave that one short. And honestly, it just feels like the Dragons are just having a hard time getting in their rhythm in this basketball game. Look, I don't want to say rattled, but maybe a little bit here on the early goings. Darlington feeds it in, and they are going to be picked off. Vincent, but they can't keep it in bounds. This is a pretty frenetic pace to the start of this game. 13-1, Darlington on top, 3:28 left to go in the opening period. Patrick Shelley is set to inbound the ball. Also the quarterback on the football team this year. Did a fantastic job. I would venture to say he is one of the best athletes, if not the best in the area. I mean, he's an unbelievable athlete. There's no question about it. Certainly in the top 5, if you ask me. Ball's knocked loose, goes out of bounds. It's off on the Dragons, so it stays with the Tigers. Ball will be fed in by Kaiser. Wrong team there. Ball knocked out of bounds. We got 3:22 left here in the opening period. Tigers 13, Dragons 1. One of these teams is going to play for a gold ball coming up tomorrow night against Chattooga, a very good basketball team. And in either situation, I think it's going to be a fun game. Pepperell is going to get the benefit of a turnover this time, so they'll get ready to inbound the ball. Ready to feed it in is Gage Owens. Gage Owens had 6 points in the game last night in Pepperell's victory over Almerchi. Lopsided game, 61-41. They get it into Vincent. Vincent is getting ready to cross it over the timeline. He does. Dribbles to the right side. And I tell you what, Asa Shepard for Darlington was all over him. Made a little bit too much contact. That's going to be a foul. Owens will feed it in. Smith has got it. He'll dribble. Back up to Owens. Now over to Tom Vincent, who's at the top of the key. They'll set up their offense. Now Smith. Smith will hold the ball, dribbles, drives into the paint, puts it up, off the glass, won't go. And still not a field goal here in this game for the Dragons. And we're almost to the 2-minute mark. Shelley with the ball on the other end. Here's another shot on the other end, rolls off the rim, no good. They kick it back out. And Darlington continues to move the ball very, very quickly. This team is quick. Back to Shelley. Shelley drives in, feeds it back out. A lot of ball movement here, and a long three. Braden Bell drills that one home. 16-1, 15-point lead for Darlington. Almost to the 2-minute mark. Tom Vincent driving it close to going across the timeline is pushed out of bounds. And that's going to be a foul that's going to go against Patrick Shelley. Made a little bit too much contact with the body. And the Dragons trying to kind of pull themselves together in this basketball game, trailing by 15, 16-1 is your score. Darlington went on an 11-0 run to start the game. The only point of the game so far for the Dragons was a Caleb Buck free throw in the early part of this quarter. Edge across the timeline, dribbles to the left. He'll try to feed it underneath, but a lot of bodies in there. They pick it off. Darlington on the other end. Shelley goes in, and that is going to be a foul that'll be charged against the defense there of the Dragons. Officials say he didn't have his feet set, so they're going to call that. Welchel picks up his first foul. Patrick Shelley goes to the charity stripe for the first time of the game. Puts it up, and it is good. He's got 5 points, leads all scorers in the game. It's 17-1 with the Tigers on top. Here's the next free throw. That's going to be good as well, bringing it to 18-1. Getting ready for Brendan McGinnis to feed it in here for the Dragons. They get it into Edge. Now back over to Welchel. Welchel is going to feed it off to the left wing side. Driving is Edge, kicks it out to the left wing. That's going to be short. Picked up by not DJ Johnson. That was Jackson Floyd. And now on to Shelley. Shelley into the paint. He'll try to put up a shot, feeds it off to Floyd. Can't get the shot to go, but he's going back to the charity, or he's going to the charity stripe for the first time in the basketball game. 1:25 left, first quarter. Tigers 18, Dragons 1. This is a boys semifinal game determining the final slot for a gold ball tomorrow to face Chattooga. Chattooga came from behind to beat Rome in a back-and-forth game. Another shot, and that one's going to go. So Floyd is able to make his free throws there. And the score moves to 19-1. Dragons with the ball, and there's going to be a foul. I'll tell you what, this Darlington defense is just stifling right now. Pepperell is just doing everything they can to try to get some open looks, and Darlington is all over them at all seconds of the game so far. Edge with it up top, setting up this offense. Now they're going to put it back in the hands of Edge. He will pass it to the right side. Now back over to Edge. He'll put up a three-point look, and it goes. The first field goal of the night there for Pepperell happens with 1:02 left in the first quarter. So it's a 19-4 game, and the ball's rolling down the sidelines. So again, Kemp Edge with a three-point shot. He would have 15 points in the victory last night against Almerchi. Shelley ready to feed it in, trying to find somebody to get it to. He gets it to his man, and that is Matthew Garrett, who comes in off the bench. Shelley back to Garrett. Three-point look. Will it go? Nope. It's going to be a little strong. Picked up by Edge on the other end on the outlet pass off the glass. Misses the layup. Score remains 19-4. 41 seconds left on the clock. Ball is on the floor, picked up, and Mason McKenzie loses the handle on it, and a scrum for it in a battle. Clayton King can't come up with it. So on the floor right now for Pepperell, you've got Brenton McGinnis, number 24, Ben Welchel, 14, Clayton King. Ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. And I believe the young man that wears 23, we had this issue last week, or last game. I think his last name is Raines for Pepperell, but I do not have him on my roster. Welchel with it, dribbling on the right side. Now back up top to Edge. Edge dribbles to the left side. Now back up top. 14 seconds to go in the quarter. Pepperell trailing Tigers 19-4. And we're going to have a whistle. Ball staying with the Dragons. So Kemp Edge is set to inbound the ball, trying to help his team get something going. He triggers it in. Now they work the perimeter. 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Edge has got it at the top of the key. Tries to put up a three, but the defense has got two men on, and they're able to block the shot as time expires. So 19-4 is your score after the first quarter of play. Darlington Tigers over the Pepperell Dragons. We're going to step out for a 1-minute break on WLAQ and the live video stream. Tigers start on offense here to start our second quarter, working the ball around the perimeter and quickly. Ball is going to be stolen away by the Dragons. Ben Welchel gets his hands in. It's already on the other end of the floor. Shot up, no good. A basket missed underneath, and the Tigers have got the rebound, and they're getting ready to head the other way. Tigers 19, Dragons 4 here in the semifinal game. It's a big game, and right now the Tigers, they have stormed to a 19-4 lead. Started the game with an 11-0 run. First point of the night was a free throw for the Pepperell Dragons. They pick up their first field goal and a three-point shot from Kemp Edge with 1:02 left in that first quarter. And that's the only field goal they've had in the game so far. Edge feeds it off to the left wing side. Another three. That's off the back of the iron. Picked up by Marcus Mumber off the glass. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. I'm not sure. Well, Darlington's about to inbound the ball here on the near side on the sidelines. And they will get it in the backcourt to Caleb Kaiser. Kaiser dribbles behind his back, goes off to the far side, dribbles off to the right. Now he's going to pick it up and give it over to Patrick Shelley at the top of the key, almost stolen away. Shelley goes in, puts it up, tries to lay it in. There's going to be a block that's going to be charged against the defense of the Dragons. So Patrick Shelley goes back to the charity stripe where we've seen him once be successful. He's 2 for 2 from the line. So Shelley at the line. Puts it in the air, and it's going to leave that one a little bit short. Patrick, just a junior, spins the ball in his hands a little bit, shoots, and that one's going to fall. So he's 3 of 4 from the line. Tigers on top, 20-4, 16-point lead with 6:55 left here in the first half. Pepperell trying to claw their way back into this one, just not getting many good open looks, and unfortunately it's one of those nights so far when they do, they're just not falling. But all that could change over the course of a game. But they don't want the hole to be too big when it starts to happen, so they have got to find a way to get some stops and find some good open looks and find a way to get some points on the board. Kemp Edge getting ready to feed it in. He's going to get it over to Clayton King. King will dribble across the timeline, goes left, now right. He's going to leave it for Edge, who now goes off to the left side, feeds it to his teammate. Three-point look, and this one goes. Big-time shot there by Ben Welchel, and they needed it. 20-7 the score. Tigers get ready to inbound the ball. 6:30 left, first half. So we still have a long way to go in this one. And sometimes, like when you have a game like you had yesterday with Darlington picking up a 2-point emotional win over a very good model team, you wonder what kind of emotional letdown there might be after a high-intensity game like that, and then to turn around and play again the next night. But that hasn't affected this team at all. You can tell it. On the other end, it looks like we got a technical foul, and shooting is going to be Braden Bell. He picks up the first one. He'll get ready for the next one. And he's going to miss that one, so the score is 21-7 in favor of the Tigers. So we get ready for Demarion Floyd to inbound the ball. Picked it up. Kaiser did across the timeline. Now we'll feed it back over to Bell. Bell up top. He's going to leave it for Mumber. And that is going to be a whistle against the Tigers and a turnover. So the Dragons are going to get the ball back, trailing now 21-7. 6:21 left to go here in the first half. Tom Vincent to feed it in. And he is going to get it to his man, Brendan McGinnis, who scored 6 points in the game against Armurchie last night. Tom Vincent with it. He'll drop back to around center court, set up the offense, directing traffic a little bit. And he's going to have to make a move here soon, and now he does. Dribbles right. And he's heading towards the paint. Will put up the shot, and that is going to be a foul. Charged against the Dragons and Tom Vincent. They say he pushed off. 5 fouls in the game so far, every single one of them against the Pepperell Dragons. Darlington feeds it in. They get it into Caleb Kaiser. Kaiser driving across the timeline is going to leave it for Braden Bell. Bell back out to Palouk. Now they get it down low to DJ Johnson. DJ Johnson hammers it in off the glass. And DJ with a big basket, 23-7. Kemp Edge feeds it out to Tom Vincent on the way, a 3, no good. Vincent grabs it and then tries to put it back, but he travels. So that'll be a turnover. And the Dragons' woes continue here early in this game. 5:34 left, first half. Going over to toss it in is Asa Shepard here for this Darlington basketball team. Full court pressure here from the Dragons. They are trying to steal a possession. They do. And now they've got it over on the left wing side. Back over to Ben Welchel. Welchel to Vincent. Vincent dribbles back on the right wing. Welchel back to Vincent. Trying to make a move. They try to get it inside, but look at the hands of Asa Shepard getting in there and batting the pass away out of bounds. There's just not been a lot there here for this Dragons team in this game because Darlington's just all over the place, shutting off the passing lanes, getting their hands in there, deflections, all those sorts of things happening in this game. There's Kemp Edge over on the left side, dribbling. Shelley steals it away. It's going to be 2-on-1 favor of the Tigers. Shelley off the glass after the pass was made from Palouk, and he got fouled, so he's going back to the charity stripe where he's 3 of 4, so we get ready to watch Shelley shooting from the free throw line. 5:02 left first half. Tigers 23, Dragons 7. Here's the next free throw. That's good. This time he's 4 of 5. We'll get ready for another one, and that brings the lead to 24-7. Tigers over Dragons. Championship night coming up tomorrow night. It's been a fun tournament. And he's going to make the next free throw. Coach is going to be happy about that. But I bet Coach West is happy with Patrick Shelley most of the time. Kid's very athletic, gives 100% effort, doesn't get rattled. Dragons inbound the ball. Kemp Edge trying to feed it down low. And there again, getting in there, Shepard knocks it away, and the Tigers have the basketball on the left wing side. They're going to feed it back up top. Shelley, and now he's going to get it back in the hands of Shepard. Off the rim, no good. And we're going to have a whistle. Dragons are going to get the ball. West having a little conversation with one of the officials on the far side. Edge getting set to inbound this ball. 25-7, the first field goal of the night the Dragons didn't come until the 1 minute and few seconds mark of the first quarter. Didn't expect this game to open up this way, personally. Gage Owens back out to Edge. Edge fakes, dribbles to the left side, back over to the right wing to Smith. It's stolen away. He has his pocket picked. Getting his hands in there was Braden Bell. Grabbing the ball with Shelley. And now they're going to roll it back up top for Bell. Bell is going to feed it out to the right wing. Now they got it over into the corner on the far side. DJ Johnson to the low block, hammers it in off the glass, and that's going to bring it to 27-7. 20-point lead for the Darlington Tigers. Vincent drives his way in, puts it off the glass, cannot get it to go. The rim not being kind to the Dragons so far in this contest. Really frustrating night for them, I can only imagine. But it's one of those situations where you just have to try to move on to the next play and just keep moving forward and try to chip away. DJ Johnson heading to the other end. We're going to see him from the free throw line. This will be his second trip. Failed to convert on a three-point play back early in the first quarter. Johnson, good football player too. Here's the shot, and it is good. So he's going to get the back end of the 1-and-1. Mentioned to you 7 fouls on the Dragons, 1 for the Tigers. And here comes the next shot from DJ. DJ dribbles a couple of times, spins the ball, puts it in the air, and it is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Gage Owens of the Dragons. He's on the other end quick. Ball gets loose. Dragons hang on to it, though. Smith, tries to pass. It gets picked off. Here's Shelley. Goes in and tries to jam, but he is rejected by the iron. Here comes the Dragons on the other end. Owens, the pass to Edge. The shot, no good. The putback. Smith can't get it to go. They got to get the lid off this basket. Edge on the left wing side, 28-7. Smith over on the right wing, feeds it to Owens. Long three-point look. They just can't get the lid off. Trenton Mercer had it. Now he gives it to DJ Johnson. Johnson to Shepard. Shepard back to Shelley. Braden Bell with it. And that is going to be a foul against the Dragons, number 13, Halvari Smith, excuse me. Substitutions getting ready to check into the game for both teams. Braden Bell at the free throw line puts it up. That's going to be good. Free throw shooting tonight has been good throughout the night. Yesterday, if I went back and looked at my scorebook, I would say it was not very good. But teams are starting to get dialed in this environment. Here's the next shot. That one's going to be good as well for Braden Bell. He is 3 of 4 from the charity stripe, and Darlington is up now by a whopping 23 points, 30-7, and we have a timeout on the floor. So 3:16 left here in the opening half. Darlington on top of the Dragons. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, hope you're enjoying yourselves out there in Radio Land or Video Land, now added this year. Here comes Kemp Edge, and he is going to get pushed by a Darlington defender. I think it was Braden Bell that they picked that one up on. And so Dragons are getting set to inbound the ball. Feeding it in will be Hunter Henderson. He gets it to Kemp Edge. So right now you've got Henderson, Edge, Owens, Vincent, and Caleb Buck on the floor for the Dragons. I'll tell you about Darlington in a second. Owens has got the ball. He'll feed it off to Edge. Darlington 30, Dragons 7. Here's a long three-point look, and it is no good. Ball is going to be tipped and kept in bounds by the Darlington Tigers. Here comes Darlington on the other end. Patrick Shelley feeds it into the corner to a man who kicks it back out around the perimeter. There's a three-point look, not contested, and that was number 12, Trenton Mercer, picking up his first points of the game in a big way. 33-7, Tigers on top with a dominating performance for the first quarter and 5.5 minutes of this basketball game. This one's been going by very quickly. Dragons set to inbound from the opposite side of the floor in front of the Darlington bench. Edge with it, feeds it down low. They kick it back out. He got him trapped. They steal it away. Darlington's got it. Here's Shelley, feeds it down low. Back to Shelley and off the glass and in. Great feed there by McKay Rush. So Shelley picks up another 2 points. And the Dragons have it picked off on the other end. And a quick trip to the other end of the floor. Here come the Tigers back the other way, 35-7. This is a good basketball team. No question about it. And we mentioned to you earlier, Darlington comes in having only played 3 games so far this season because a lot of their games have been shifted around because of COVID-19. They kick it back out. Bell for 3, drains it. Nothing but net, his second 3 of the night. He's got 9 points in this contest. Young man's just a sophomore. Some good young basketball players on this Darlington team. Ball's picked off. Here's Darlington one-on-one. Owens and Shelley. Shelley is going to put it up. Comes off the rack. Shelley gets it back. And we're going to have another jump ball. This time it's staying with the Tigers. Tigers up 38-7. If you heard our pregame show, you could tell that we didn't believe this is how this game was going to go to start, and I can tell by the body language that you're getting from Zach Mendence right now, just trying to encourage his team, saying, hey, we're not at halftime yet. This is a big hole, but we got to keep our focus and try to climb back in this thing a little bit at a time. He's a great coach. There's no question about it. Long shot, left short. It's going to be picked up by Ben Welchel. He drives in, takes it in all by himself, hits the deck on the way, gets fouled, and he's going to the free throw line. Welchel has 3 points tonight for the Dragons. They've only hit 2 field goals here in this first half. And here's the shot from Welchel. Going to leave it short, in and out. Still can't get the lid off of it. Going to have some substitutions here for the Dragons. Coming into the game is going to be Clayton King, as well as Brent McGinnis, checking out Owens and Henderson. Tell you who's on the floor for the Tigers in a minute. I hadn't said that in a while. Dribbling is Welchel. He'll put up the shot. It is good. Makes the free throw, and that cuts it to 38-8. Still a 30-point game. Tigers with the ball. With it is McKay Rush. Rush is going to feed it off. They get it down low. Dribbling back is going to be Jack Bell. And now we're going to get a traveling called on McKay Rush, and it'll be a turnover for the Tigers. Maybe this will give us an opportunity to tell you who's on the floor. Jack Bell, we just mentioned his name, 24. Also, Matthew Garrett out there for the Tigers. McKay Rush. Edge goes in, shoots, and he's going to get to go to the free throw line after a block. Also on the floor for Darlington, Jackson Floyd. And Will Bagby's out there. So Edge going to the free throw line. Shooting 2 after foul was picked up by Rush. Edge dribbles a couple of times and puts it up, and it is good. That'll bring it to 38-9, 56.2 seconds left on the clock. 25% capacity crowd tonight. Here's the shot, and it is going to be in. So good from the free throw line is Kemp Edge, who had a big night last night and does most nights. 38-10, 28-point lead for the Tigers. 50 seconds left on the clock. In goes the Tigers into the paint, and that is going to be a man that picked up his pivot foot right in front of the official, and a turnover for the Tigers. No question about it. So the Dragons will inbound the ball. A little bit of pressure here from the Darlington defense across the timeline. Welchel feeds a wide open 3, and that one is going to go, my friends. Clayton King knocks one down, 38-13, as Dragons try to chip away. Will Bagby across the timeline. Nearly has his pocket pick. Gets some help from his teammate. And now they get it down to McKay. Shoots. Overshot the basket. And now the Dragons steal it away. Here's Welchel. Goes in, challenges McKay, and the ball is going to be stripped away. And that is going to be called a jump ball. Ball is staying with the Dragons. 11.5 seconds left, first half. Darlington up 38-13 over the Pepperell Dragons. Kemp Edge getting set to toss it in here for the Dragons. This is the 67th annual Seven Hills Rotary Rome News Tribune Holiday Festival. No. We went back to Christmas tournament last year. Let's stick with that. I like it. Dragons with the ball, and another foul is going to be called against the Tigers. And going to the free throw line is big man number 32. I don't have him on my, no, it's Dawson Duncan. Dawson Duncan is going to go to the free throw line. First shot is up. High arcer, it's going to be short. We'll get ready for the second. Foul was charged to Jackson Floyd of the Darlington Tigers. Here's the next shot. Duncan going to miss that one too. And actually, Darlington's getting set to inbound the ball. 38-13, 25-point lead for the Tigers as we get ready to go to the locker room for halftime. McKay Rush takes the pass from Bagby. Across the timeline they go. Now into the paint. Ball is going to be nearly stolen away by Brenton McGinnis, and time expires to end the first half. So after a half of play, the Darlington Tigers dominate the first half of play. and they will be up over the Pepperell Dragons by a score of 38-13. We're going to send it back to the studio for a few minutes. We'll come back with halftime totals after these messages on WLAQ and the live video stream. not been their night. Really thought that was going to be a lot closer first half, but we still have a full half of basketball to play. We'll see what kind of adjustments are made and what kind of second half we're going to get tonight here in our nightcap, but certainly a dominant performance from the Darlington Tigers in the first half. Let's run down the scoring. We'll start with Pepperell. Had 5 points from Kemp Edge. He would lead them in scoring. Had a three-pointer in the first quarter, a couple free throws in the second quarter. 1 point for Caleb Buck. That was the first point of the night for the Dragons. They would not get their first field goal until about the 1 minute mark of that first quarter when Kemp Edge hit the aforementioned three I just talked to you about. Clayton King would have a second quarter three, and then Ben Welcher would have a first quarter three as well as a free throw there in that second quarter. So all of that should total up to their 13 points. For the Darlington Tigers, a little bit more work to do there. You had 2 points from Simon Paluk, 2 points from Demarion Floyd. You would have 3 from Trenton Mercer in the second quarter, a 3 from Asa Shepard there in the first quarter. You would have 2 points on free throws from Jackson Floyd, 7 points for DJ Johnson, and then you would get 9 points from Braden Bell, who hit a couple of threes and 3 free throws. And then the leading scorer tonight for both teams, Patrick Shelley, who is just an unbelievable athlete and a great basketball player, but he has 11 points. And Darlington's got a pretty darn good basketball team. This is, again, the first time I've had the opportunity to see them play this year, and certainly was impressed by that first half effort from them. So here we are at halftime. Tigers 38, Dragons 13. We've got 2 minutes and 44 seconds until we start the final half of basketball here tonight. I'm going to catch my breath one more time, so let's send it back to the studio for a 2-minute break. We'll come back, set the stage for the second half when we come back on WLAQ and also the live video stream. Darlington will open up the second half on offense with a 38-13 lead, working it around the perimeter. They get it over into the right wing corner. Shot is up from Braden Bell. A long rebound there for Patrick Shelley, and he is going to get fouled, and we're going to see him go to the free throw line. So Shelley is back to the charity stripe where he is going to to be for the third time of the evening. And so far, he's 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And here's the first shot. It is up and in. He's got 12 points, leads all scorers in the game. Darlington averaging 47.3 points out of their first 3 games. And if they keep going at this clip, they're going to be well over their average. That's going to be short and a miss. A little bit of a scrum trying to get the ball, and we're going to have another tie up. And it's going with the Dragons this time, so we're going to see Brenton McGinnis try to inbound the ball with some pressure here from this defense. McGinnis now with it, driving down the floor. He goes across the timeline, leaves it for Kemp Edge, who drives in, kicks it back out. There's a long three-point look. That won't go. Now an outlet pass down for Darlington, tries to lay it in. No go on the shot. Duncan with the rebound here for Pepperell. Clayton King on the other end for Pepperell. He'll put it up, and it goes in. So finally a basket there for the Pepperell Dragons, 39-15. They will open up the scoring. Well, actually get the first field goal of the second half, I should say. Tigers did get a free throw. Stolen away. Edge has got it. He'll have his pocket pick. Bell picks it up. And Bell's going to drive right into the paint and pummels a man on his way in. So the Dragons are going to get the ball. So they're getting set to inbound. Brenton McGinnis is set to feed it in here for the Dragons as a man checks in to Marion Floyd for the Tigers. Braden Bell is going to go take a breath over on the sidelines. Dragons will get it into DJ Rogers. Rogers loses his shoe. Tigers with the basketball. I'm sure that there's some kind of joke regarding LSU in there, but I don't have it in me right now. I don't quite have the wit to figure it out after a long day of basketball like this. I missed an opportunity. I really did. We get ready for Demarion Floyd to inbound the ball here for the Tigers. Tigers lead it 39-15. Patrick Shelley, he's got the ball. He kicks it back out. Long three-point look. That one won't fall for Mr. Paluk, but he's going to the charity stripe. We're in the fourth quarter. Or excuse me, we're in the third quarter. Maybe I am getting a little bit tired. Having too much fun to really think about it, though. The first shot is up. I'm guessing, well, I'm thinking he was in three-point range, so he should have 3 here. Knocks down the first one. Get ready for the second. It's a 40-15 game. In favor of the Tigers, gets the second one, and now he'll get ready for that third. Championship night coming up tomorrow. We're going to watch Darlington face off against Rome in the girls' championship, and it's going to be Chattooga and the winner of this one in the boys. That is going to be 3 in a row from Mr. Simon Paluk, the sophomore, doing a good job from the charity stripe. Dragons have got it. Edge for 3. That's going to be off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by the Dragons and Mumber. A little bit of pressure here from the Pepperell Dragons defense, and Tigers try to get it down the floor. They do. Shelley's got it, goes right to the paint, and lays it in. Nice little finger roll there for Mr. Shelley, picking up some more points. He's up to 14 so far in the contest, leads all scorers. Edge to the other end. Nice pass to the left wing side. Wide open look on the 3, and he knocks it down. Hunter Henderson for the Dragons, 44-18. Dragons trying to climb back in it. 5:44 left. Here are the Tigers on the other end as Paluk tries to leave it for Mumber. The ball's knocked out of bounds, and I think it was last touched by a Tiger, so Dragons are going to get the ball back. And that's one of the things that they have to do. They got to get stops, get turnovers. If they can get to the free throw line and get some points with the clock stopped, that would help a lot too. Here's Tom Vincent. He's into the paint, kicks it back out. 3-point look, in and out, just missed. Here's the putback. That one won't go. Rebound is going to be taken by Rogers. Feeds it back out to Kemp Edge. DJ Rogers into the game for Pepperell, one of the best running backs in the area at Northwest Georgia on the football team. Here comes Paluk, and a nice reverse layup there for Paluk. He's got 5 points in the third quarter, 7 points in the game. Rogers runs out of bounds. Man, 46-18 is your score. 5:09 left here, third period. Darlington getting set to inbound underneath their own basket. Handling the inbounding duties, Demarion Floyd, the freshman. He's got 2 points in the game. So Demarion looking to toss it in. He gets it into Paluk. Paluk over on that left wing side battling. Kicks it out top. Back out to Shelley. Shelley at the free throw line. Feeds it off to a man for a three-point look, and that one's not going to go. DJ Rogers in there to grab the rebound. Gage Owens now with the ball in his hands. He's going to toss it over the center court line to Kemp Edge, who goes right to the low block. Tries to give it to Vincent, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul call. So Kemp Edge set to toss it in here for the Dragons, who trail 46-18 with 4:47 left third quarter. They get it into Tom Vincent. Vincent dribbles to the top of the key. Now he goes to the right wing side, feeds it to Rogers. Down low, nice move from Owens, but he's going to be blocked by Shelley, picked up by Paluk, and fed off to Caleb Kaiser. Kaiser down to Shelley, the oop. Didn't get the finish he was looking for. Here's Edge down low to Vincent, right into the paint, and the ball is going to be tied up. A jump ball called quickly as Caleb Kaiser grabbed a hold of the ball. So I tell you what, Nathan West, the basketball coach for Darlington, absolutely getting every ounce out of these players tonight. He's got these guys playing hard. Kemp Edge going to toss it in here for the Dragons. Gage Owens now to Rogers. Rogers back to Edge, trying to get an open look and having a hard time finding it. Edge is going to be blocked by Shelley. Here's Shelley one-on-one with Owens, and Owens is going to foul him, so Shelley's going to go to the free throw line. Not a lot you can do with that. You either let him have an easy look or you put him on the line. They choose to put him on the free throw line. So Shelley shooting two, 46-18. Darlington Tigers dominating the Pepperell Dragons for this game so far. Here's the shot. That one's going to be in. Checking into the game for Caleb Kaiser is going to be Mason McKenzie. Mason McKenzie, the long snapper on the football team for Darlington. Did a great job for him. There's a shot. It is going to be good. Pepperell getting ready to toss it in. Tom Vincent is going to feed it back over to McGinnis. McGinnis back to Vincent. Three-point look. That one's going to be in and out. DJ Rogers helps him out with a rebound. And the ball's going to be tipped out of bounds by Darlington. So it's staying with the Dragons. They'll toss it in. Vincent to do so in front of the Dragons bench. We're under 4 minutes to play now in the third quarter with Darlington up by a lot. Ball is batted away by Rogers and out of bounds, so Darlington is getting set to inbound the ball and work it down the floor. I want to take this opportunity, and I'll say it again before the broadcasts are over. I hope that you and yours have a very happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. Have a safe and healthy time enjoying being around loved ones. I know I'm looking forward to it. We can all use a little bit of holiday cheer any year, but especially in 2020. Do you realize we're just a matter of a couple of weeks of getting rid of this year? I'm all for it. 2021 is going to be great. I can't wait. Things are looking up, or they will be. Darlington's got the ball and the lead. 48-18 is your score. 3:50 left here, third period. Getting ready for Mr. Shepard to inbound the basketball here in just a couple of moments. Shepard on the sidelines, trying to feed it in, and he'll get it to Mason McKenzie. McKenzie back outside to Shepard. Shot is up, going to leave it short. And in comes Hunter Henderson for the Dragons to pick up the rebound. Now over to Smith, down low to Vincent, muscles it through but can't get it to go. This has been a tough night for the Dragons. It really has. And the effort has certainly been there. It's just some nights you just can't get things to bounce your way. And that has been the case so far. Vincent has the ball, gives it over to Smith, who leaves it back now for King. Smith somehow keeps it in bounds on the baseline, but now it's in the hands of Mason McKenzie. Mason with it across the timeline, dribbles to the right side. Now he's going down towards the low block on the near side. He steps on the baseline out of bounds, so Pepperell's going to get the ball back. And Mason just kind of looking at the baseline like, did I step on that? I'm afraid you did, young man. That's going to be a turnover. Here comes the Dragons. They give it to Vincent. Vincent across the timeline. He travels, so another turnover, and Darlington's going to get the ball back. 48-18 is your score. Darlington on top. We're under the 3-minute mark here of the third quarter. You're listening to high school basketball from our Murchie High School in the 67th annual Seven Hills Rotary Rome News Tribune Christmas Tournament. Want to tip my cap to the Seven Hills Rotary Club for making this thing happen, because obviously there was a lot of doubt that it would be able to occur. And another thing, hang on, there's a three-point shot from Darlington. Also, the same thing goes out to Tigers with the basketball over into the corner. And a long shot for the Tigers. A three-point look is going to fall for Paluk. That's his first three of the game. But he's had pretty good many points. We'll total them up in a minute. Here come the Dragons on the other end. Mason McKenzie with good defense. Shot up, no good. Leaves it short. DJ Johnson in there to grab the rebound. And he will box out, get everybody away, and give it back to Mason. Mason across the timeline. Mason dribbles to the right side, feeds it back out. Going to leave it for Shepard. Now it's in the hands of Floyd. And I'm trying, I kind of hesitate to say what I'm about to say because I don't want to butcher his name, because shot is up and it's no good for Vincent. Rebound taken by Shepard. I definitely want to tip the cap also to the administration here at our Murchie High School. Principal Road Armor. Shot off the glass for the Dragons. Can't get it to go. Still having trouble getting the lid off the basket tonight. Substitutions coming in for both teams. But again, going back to the comments about the principal here at Murchie and everything that they have done here at the school to ensure the social distancing and everything involved in order to make this happen under the circumstances have been pretty unbelievable, and stepping up to host the tournament in the first place. They really wanted to see the kids have the opportunity to play and the tradition continue. There's a long shot. That one's going to be off the side of the backboard. Going for it is Edge, battles for it. He's got it up at the top of the key, tries to pass it inside to Alex Rhodes, who's in off the bench. But I think that Edge was expecting him to cut a little bit closer to the basket, but he didn't, and it went down the middle and out of bounds. And that is going to be another jump ball called quickly by the officials, and it's going to be with the Darlington Tigers. So they get ready to inbound the ball here in just a moment. Asa Shepard will handle it. They get it in to Floyd, to Marion Floyd, and the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds. It's staying with Darlington. 1:14 left, third quarter, 51-18. Tigers over the Dragons. Been an impressive performance by this Darlington team. The Dragons battling, but unfortunately, I'm just not having a great night. They're going to kick it back out. There's a shot from Mumber from way out. That one's not going to fall. Rebounded by Pepperell, still battling. McGinnis to Edge, wide open three, puts it up, gets his feet set, and makes a great shot. So Kemp Edge with another basket tonight, and that'll cut it to 51-21, back to a 30-point game. Under a minute to play now in the third quarter. Shot is up. It is no good. Semifinals for high school football coming up. Only one Northwest Georgia team still in the hunt. You have Cartersville playing. But everybody else has been eliminated. Substitution coming in for Darlington. Checking into the game is going to be McKay Rush. And Darlington set to feed it in. They will get it in to Trent Mercer, who's in off the bench, and he immediately travels. So this is going to be a turnover. Pepperell's going to get the ball back. Tigers 51, Dragons 21. 30-point game with 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. A little bit of elbow action over there on the sidelines. And they're going to call Trenton Mercer with a foul. Pepperell gets ready to inbound the ball in front of the scorer's table. Shaded towards the backcourt. And they will feed it in the backcourt to Kemp Edge. Almost called him right. That's his dad's name. Here's a shot off the glass and in. And that is for Brenton McGinnis. As Dragons, with time waning here in the third quarter, trying to chip away at this deficit. Tigers 51, Dragons 23. Going to the free throw line with an opportunity for a three-point play is Mr. Brent McGinnis. And he puts it up, and that is going to be good. So the score moves to 51-24. We got 36 seconds left on the clock. They get it down low from Mumber, and he kicks it back out to McKay Rush, who finishes it up there with 2 points, 53-24, 26 seconds on the clock. Pepperell on the move. Tom Vincent dribbles across the timeline. Now he goes back to the top of the key. There's a long three-point look, high arcing shot, misses to the left. Here's another shot from Tom Vincent. That one's going to be short. And now Mumber's got it for the Tigers, and they're headed the other way across the timeline. Now they're going to leave it for Mumber. Lays it in off the glass. Good feed, though. You got to give credit to Caleb Kaiser, and that is going to end our third quarter of play. Mumber picking up his first points right there at the buzzer. So the Darlington Tigers on top, 55-24 over the Pepperell Dragons. We'll send it back to the studio, and we'll come back for a shortened by 2 minutes fourth quarter. It's going to be a 6-minute quarter. That's the second game in a row that we've seen that tonight. So we'll send it back to the studio for 1 minute, and we'll be back. Say that again? D-Man. D-Man. Thank you. Huh? What? Can I have it back? Well, they started the final quarter a little bit quicker than I expected, so about 20 seconds have elapsed, but not a lot's happened. The score is 55-24, still in favor of the Darlington Tigers. And glad you're along with us. I do want to mention that I've been calling number 2 Demarion Floyd, and that is his name, but he goes by D-Man. So we're going to call him D-Man from here on out. Anyway, the Tigers have got the ball. They're going to bring it down the floor over here to the near side. Hope you're having a great night out there, everybody. We're going to be wrapping things up coming up in just a little bit. As time is winding down, we're going to have a shortened fourth quarter. They put 6 minutes on the clock because of the mercy rule, as Darlington had over a 30-point lead going into this final frame. They'll feed the ball in to Gage Owens. Owens will feed it off to Vincent on the right wing side. Now back over to Kemp Edge. Edge will get it back over to Vincent. Vincent dribbles, kicks it back out up top. Now they'll feed it down low. And ball's not loose. Staying with the Dragons, though. Here's Vincent battling, going inside. Of course, I can totally relate to the nickname thing, Mr. D-Man, because my last name is Davis, and everybody called me Matt D for years and years, starting in high school. I don't even remember who started that. Shot is up. when I was back at Pepperell High School back in the 90s, over 20 years ago, which kind of makes my head spin. Sometimes I feel out that old, but I don't normally. Shot is up. That's off the front of the rim. I probably sound it with some of the ridiculous things I say to some of these young people, I would imagine. Dragons with the ball, working it around the perimeter. Vincent is going to feed it off for Welchel. He'll drive towards the low block. Shot off the glass. I believe number 23 is Raines, but I'm not 100% sure. He's not on the roster. Tigers with the ball. McKay Rush has got it across the timeline. Feeds it down low, and that's a reverse layup attempt that'll be missed by Mr. Floyd. Jackson Floyd, that is, not D-Man. Tom Vincent's got it on the low block. Almost peeled away by McKay Rush, and it goes out of bounds. So 4:29 left to go in the game. Tigers on top 55-26, and it's looking like, barring something crazy happening in this game, we're going to see the Tigers and the Indians, Chattooga Indians, playing for the championship, the gold ball tomorrow. That ought to be a pretty interesting matchup. They'll toss it in, talking about the Dragons. Welcher with it, setting up the offense. Edge for three, and drills it. He's got 3 threes on the night and a couple of free throws, so he's got 11 points. Getting close to his average, 55-29. He averages close to 15 points a game. Mason McKenzie with it. Going to feed it off to the left wing side. Dribbling with it is Jack Bell. Now they'll get it down low to Jackson Floyd. Floyd tosses it across, and a three-point attempt is good for Matthew Garrett. His first points of the night, 57-29. Tigers on top. Edge on the other end, driving. Puts up the shot, and it's going to fall. So the Dragons score again. Kemp Edge with 13. Dragons steal it away off the glass and in for Ben Welchel. And now they steal it again. Owens has got it. He's on the baseline. He gets pummeled by 2 defenders, Mason McKenzie and also McKay Rush. So we're going to see Owens going to the free throw line, shooting 2. 3:28 left in the game. Tigers 58, Dragons 33. Shot is up. That's going to miss everything. So tomorrow we're going to have Darlington. They picked up a 43-40 win in the first game at 4 o'clock. Darlington girls are going to be playing for a championship against Rome. That'll be a rematch of last year's gold ball game in which Darlington won. And then we're going to see Chattooga and Darlington play. So both Darlington teams playing in the championship round this year. Ball stole in the hands of the Tigers. They go inside the paint, kick it back out. There's D-Man with it, dribbling over here on the near side. He goes towards the paint. I'm glad he got back in there because I wanted to say it a couple of times. Edge has got the ball now as it got loose, and he picked it up. He's got it over on the left wing side. He's going to feed it over to Owens. Now back over to the right wing side, over into the corner. A corner three. That's going to be short. Picked up by D-Man. Floyd has got it. He's going to toss it up for Palute. Palute dribbling. Now back over to D-Man, who dribbles over here to the near side. And now he goes to the top of the key into the paint. Floyd. And right now you got 2 Floyd players on the floor, so I got to say D-Man a lot if he's got the ball. I can't just say Floyd. We got to differentiate. Here's the shot. It's off the iron, no good, which is to my delight. Now Jackson Floyd's got it going in for the jam. Oh, my goodness. He is fired up, and so is the crowd. 60-33. A little more excitement before this one is over with. Oh, my goodness. And let me tell you, he put that one in with some authority. The rim was saying, no more. Take it easy on me. Jackson Floyd. Kemp Edge with it over on the right wing side. He's going to leave it for Gage Owens. And I got to tell you, got to tip my cap to these Dragons, man. They've had a tough night, but they just keep on battling. Good things are going to happen for this team if they keep playing like that. There's no question. Calvari Smith with a basket here late, 60-35. Tigers on the other end. They're going to feed it back out to Simon Palute. Palute going to feed it off for Caleb Kaiser. 1:47 left in our night of basketball. Once the game's over, we're going to send it back to the studio for a very quick timeout because I'm going to rest my voice up for the championship round coming up tomorrow. Fired up about that. That's a great way to start the weekend, the best way to start the weekend. And then we get college football championship weekend coming up the same weekend. We're really looking forward to the Notre Dame Clemson game. I'm rooting for Notre Dame. I don't know if they can get it done this time, though. I may have just lost some friends saying that, though. They're going to throw it down the floor. Ball goes out of bounds. It's coming back to the Tigers, I believe. And Trenton Mercer is there standing on the baseline to inbound the ball here for the Tigers. 1:33 left to go in the game. McKenzie takes the inbound pass, and now he's going to put it in the hands of Will Bagby, who goes in and gives it to Jackson Floyd. Backs his way in, puts up the shot. It's no good. Rebound is going to be taken by Pepperell's Caleb Buck, and there's going to be a foul that's called instantly, so Dragons will inbound on the other end of the floor and bring it down. Here's Kemp Edge with the ball. He'll go across the timeline, dribbles off to the left, now goes back to the top of the key and off to the right side, gives it to Smith. They feed it inside, back out to Edge, now to the left wing side. Long look for three, and it is good for Clayton King. Dragons still battling to the last minute of this game, 60-38, under a minute to play. Bagby with the ball here for the Dragons. He's going to try to throw it up for Jackson Floyd. It gets batted away, but then another Dragon comes in and grabs it. Bell, there's a long three, no good. But the rebound goes to the Tigers. Bagby is going to get a basket tonight. 2 points for Bagby as he banks it in off the glass. 36 seconds off the clock. Bagby, a wide receiver on the football team, did a great job this year for the Tigers. There's a long shot for Edge off the front of the iron. Here comes Mason McKenzie, one-on-one down low, and he's going to get fouled with 23.6 seconds left to go by another number 5, Brenton McGinnis. So we're going to see Mason inbound the ball here in just a moment here for the Tigers with 23.6 seconds left to go on the clock, with the Tigers up 62-38. And that is going to be a travel called on the Tigers. So we'll see Brenton McGinnis inbound the ball here in just a minute. He gets it into Edge. Edge dribbling at the top of the key, feeds it off. There's a three-point look, and it's going to be in and out. Jackson Floyd gets the rebound. He gives it to Mason McKenzie. Behind the back dribbles. I did that in a game once when I was a kid, and it bounced off my butt, and the coach told me to never do it again. True story. Time expires. That's the end of the game, folks. 62-38 is your final score. The Darlington Tigers are victorious over the Pepperell Dragons, and they will move on to the gold ball round, and they will face a very good Chattooga Indians basketball team. So looking forward to that one. That one should be an excellent basketball game. If you're planning on coming to the game, remember 25% capacity, so there is a chance that you may get left out. But if you do, you will have an opportunity to listen on the radio if you're out and about, or if you're at home around your computer, you can watch on the video feed. So we've got you covered either way in this most unusual of times. But Darlington victorious tonight, 62-38 over Pepperell. We're going to send it back to the studio, come back and wrap things up from inside the Almerchi gym. Here, the new gym at the high school. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.